Welcome to Sweet Honey's Life. Today, I am going to be trying a special recipe for you because we're coming up on cold and flu season. And it seems as though I'm a little too late because my daughter was supposed to help me with this recipe today, and she is not feeling well. She seemed to come down as soon as the change in the temperature. She seems to come down with a little bug. But we have the perfect remedy for that. And we are going to be doing some elderberry gummies today. I wanted to do those because I wanted to share them with my grandchildren. So I am trying these today. I've never done this before. I did the elderberry syrup. But for the sake of time, I did my elderberry syrup yesterday. So I am going to show you what I put in my syrup this time. Because last time I would have done the syrup for you, it would have been done a little different. But this time I wanted to do elderberry spice syrup. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I like my spice rum so much. It makes everything just taste nice. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to try my spices in my elderberry syrup this time. So I'm just going to let you know what I put into my syrup. So these are my elderberries. Then I put in 2 star anise, and I put in marshmallow root because that's also good for the immune system. It helps to boost the immune system, so that'd be good in the elderberry syrup. I put in some spice. I put in like 2 sticks of spice, but I did not use the cassia spice. I use now this one is the cassia hard spice. Smells so nice. But this one, see the difference? This one is the Ceylon cinnamon. So we call it spice in Barbados, but it's cinnamon. We call it cinnamon here. So you see how the Ceylon cinnamon could just break apart. So I use Ceylon and not cassia because, you know, the cassia is nothing that you should be using constantly like that. Then I use my cloves. These are my whole cloves. And I used some ginger. This is my dried ginger bits. This is my ginger. And then I grated a little bit of nutmeg in it as well. And that is the elderberry syrup. I haven't put in the honey yet. I just boiled and everything yesterday. And I also did my elderberry spice tincture yesterday. So everything that I just called here, except I did put it, but I put in the marshmallow root in here as well. So this is my tincture my elderberry tincture I did yesterday. You see how nice and dark it is already? It's just beautiful. All right, so I'm going to put these things away because I am going to be showing you how we are going to be doing our gummies. And it is new to me as well. So this is my gelatin that I'm going to be using for my gummies. And I also have some citric acid here, but I might not use the citric acid. I may try with the lime powder. because you just need an acid of some sort. So I may try with the lime powder, see what happens. And this is my honey. This is 2 cups of honey. Actually, that ended up being my whole bottle of honey. So, and then I have this small bottle in case I needed some more. But so those are the things that I put in my tincture and my elderberry syrup. And the gelatin is what we're going to use extra to make the gummies. And these are my little gummy bear thing, me bobsies here. And only 2 can hold on that. So I have 2 separate racks. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this is our elderberry syrup, and it just boiled. It doesn't have the honey or anything, but I am going to be putting in my honey. You have to make sure that the syrup is not too hot, so I just let it warm a little bit to, so basically it's only 108, so that's good. And I'm going to put in my honey because I just wanted it hot enough to melt the honey. Some people use white sugar, I guess. But I am not using white sugar because I use it very sparingly. And y'all know how I feel about the white sugar. So I'm just gonna melt this honey in my syrup. And my syrup is not that thick, but I am going to take out a little bit of the syrup so to make our gummies, but we have to chill it because I can't use it hot. And if you wanted your syrup to be a little thicker, you could probably if you wanted to, you can probably put some xanthan gum in it. You can put certain things in it if you want it thicker. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it running like this because it is very beneficial for you. So it seems as though our honey is all melted in there. I hope it had enough honey because that is 2 cups. And this is 4 cups of, no, this is 6 cups of my elderberry syrup there. So what I did, I took out a little bit of the elderberry syrup. So this is like 1/3 of a cup or something. And then this is I have 2 cups here. I think that 2 cups might be a lot, but what I might do is use maybe 1 cup for the gummies. So I decided to use only 1 cup for the gummies, and I am going to use this then to mix the gelatin and stuff like that. But I am just going to chill it for a little bit. So I'm going to move the other side and be right back with you. My way. As I said, I never did this before, so I'm trying it my way. All right, so I have this little end of So I'm gonna put my gelatin in here, and I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of gelatin. And ladies, we all know how good gelatin is for you. So let's stir this around quickly before it starts to set up. And I'm going to leave it and let it set. And if this doesn't come out how I want it to, then we'll try it again. But that elderberry sure it tastes so good. I'm going to put a little bit of acid. So I'm going to put like a teaspoon of acid in my other juice. As I said, I then use the citric acid. I'm using, okay, feels as though it needs to be a little sweeter. So what I did, I just melted a little honey and some of the syrup on the stove to get it a little sweeter. And I put a tap of sugar in it as well. So I am going to put a little bit of my lemon. As I said, you can use citric acid if you want, but I am trying these for the first time, so I don't know. So I'm going to mix my lemon in there. Lemon juice is always good. Rich source. This is lime juice actually. Now this is my gelatin. You see how nice and thick it is? So we are gonna mix that in there very well. See if we can get it melt down. Mix it in here very well. I have my containers here set up. Let me get my whisk, which would be easier. Ooh, it's all gooey. Now I'm trying this recipe from recipes I see online, but you know me, I always put my own little twist to things. I don't even know why I do that. But let's get this all mixed in here. Get it. I hope that I put in enough gelatin. But if it doesn't work this time, we'll try it again. Let me add my other part to it. Now what we're going to do is we are going to rest this in the fridge. We're going to put it in our molds and then rest it in the fridge and hope for the best. All right. Let's get some of these things in our molds before it's set upon us. Now our things come with these little squeezer things. So this is the tedious part. This is where I would have loved my daughter to be here to help me. So I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. And I will be right back. All right, my gummies are all set up. And they're in the molds. And what I will do now is pop these in the fridge. See what happens after I pop them in the fridge. Okay, family. I had them in the fridge for about a half an hour or so. They could probably stay a little longer. And I realized I sprayed my molds, but I realized that I should have sprayed them a little bit more. So let's see if we could get these things out of here. These are little peony, little gummies. They're not gonna stand up. But you know what? For our first time, I don't think it was too bad. I don't think it was too bad at all. They're not standing up because I don't think that these things are even deep enough for them to stand up. But these are our little gummies. So I'm just doing them in some sugar. I still have the other ones in the fridge to get a little harder. See if they would get a little harder or what. But these are our gummies. And if you wanted them to be sweet and sour, you could put a little bit of lemon or lime powder with it. But I hope that you enjoy us trying this recipe. And it was a total failure. It was a total failure because probably this was the first time doing these for me. But next time, I know the mistakes that I am going to correct. And one of them is I'm going to have to grease this thing a little bit more. It's too much of a take. This is a tedious job. I don't like it. It's a very tedious job. Family, I will do the rest of these off camera. And if you enjoyed this experimental recipe, you could just let me know by pressing the like button and send me a comment laughing at me or not laughing at me or telling me what to correct or whatever. But the children are still going to like them. So probably next time what I will do is put in a little bit more gelatin and see if it will make them a little harder, quicker, by putting a little bit more gelatin. So we'll try this again. But they do taste good. So family, thank you so much for joining me. And have an awesome, awesome rest of the day. And continue to spread love.